Hello, my name's Ian Foran from the Football Man Cave. We've teamed up with Curzon Ashton to bring you a new YouTube series, a 15-minute chat with various players. You can also find features in the Matchday programme, Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. So go check it out. Right, we're down here with Dom Knowles. How you doing, buddy? You alright?
Very well, thank you.
Good.
You?
I'm good, mate. I'm alright. I'm actually a bit hot. I've put a jumper on. I thought,
Bad idea.
As soon as I got down here, thinking, it's too hot for a jumper. Just time for Curzon. How's it going?
Very well. I think I only signed about 3 weeks ago, so I'm still getting to know the lads, and they've all been brilliant, to be fair, and it's it's good for me, especially being a bit more local.
Yeah.
My last club of Boston, so it would be
it's a bit of a trek that as well, isn't it?
Yeah, so I travel with Alex Curran, and it only takes me half an hour, 40 minutes, so it's like a
bargain.
Yeah, exactly, pretty much, yeah.
We'll go through some questions first, just to get to know you a bit better. What is your go-to pre-match meal?
A difficult one, actually, because last year, with travelling that far, I usually get like a
cheeky Maccas, aren't we?
No, I'm actually vegetarian vegan. So,
right.
Yeah, so I used to have this like little pot noodle that I used to have. It's a healthy one.
Yeah, good stuff. Would you rather score a header or a volley?
Volley.
Yeah, have you scored a few volleys?
Not that I can think of.
No. Right, you a drinker? Do you like a pint?
Yeah, I do like a pint. Yeah.
What's your go-to pint?
I used to like Guinness because I've been Dublin quite a few times. But I like probably a pint of Peroni. I think usually they have pretty standard.
It's
pretty standard. I like a Desperado though. I prefer a bottle of Desperado.
Do you know what I didn't realise was tequila and Desperados, mate?
They
I got smashed.
Yeah.
Didn't realise. Schoolboy error. Choice of pie?
Well, I used to like steak pies.
Yeah.
But obviously now I'm vegan.
Yeah. That's what we're doing.
They do actually do a good one in Tesco. They do like a vegan steak pie. Obviously it's not steak, but it's alright.
Fake.
Yeah, pretty much fake, but yeah.
Perfect. Right, so let's start with your career. Started off at Burnley, is that right?
Yes, yeah.
We'll make a note of this now, that I've got a lot of your stats off Wikipedia, and it says you're a keeper.
Right, yeah. So
if anything goes wrong, we'll blame Wiki.
So definitely not a keeper.
So, started off at Burnley.
Yeah, so I was there from when I was probably about 8 years old. Made my way all the way through the youth team, signed a first year pro.
Yeah.
I was signed another pro after that. So it's just 2 years as a pro there. I think I was on the bench a couple of times. Didn't get on, unfortunately. I supported Burnley, so
right.
So I would have loved to have just been able to say I played for Burnley.
What league were they in at that point?
They was in the Prem actually.
Right.
When I signed my first year pro, they got promoted that year.
Yeah.
So we all went to Wembley as a youth team. It was class. I loved it.
Best day ever.
And then we got relegated.
Worst day ever.
And then exactly. So went bang bang. So yeah, that was good. And my final year in the Championship.
Went on to Gainsborough after that. Was that on loan?
No, so when I got released from Burnley, I went to Gainsborough. I think I went there for about 3 or 4 months, I think. It was pretty strange because when it's not sounding arrogant, but you know when you're in when you've been in a Championship, Premiership club, and you go to Gainsborough, you think, what the hell's this? Because as a young lad, you just all you see is like the Prem and the Champ and all that stuff. So I went there thinking, oh my God, I think my career's finished. But because I didn't understand the lower leagues. But then I got there and it was like a massive wake-up call straight away because there's like really good players there, sort of lads who've played in the league, and it was just a massive wake-up call to understand the lower levels, how actually good they are. And
some players I've spoken to have said it's probably the best time because it was just proper footballers.
Yeah, I loved it. I went there and absolutely loved it. And I didn't think I would. I thought, oh my God, what's happened here? Because you've been involved. I know I didn't play for the first team, but you've been in a Championship.
Set that standard.
Yeah, and I think that probably happens a lot nowadays. Yeah. Lads come from higher up and they think, what the hell's this?
Yeah.
But then they come here and it's a quick wake-up call. And
was it a massive learning curve for you as well?
Yeah, really quick. Yeah, because you go from playing reserve team football where it's pass everyone friendly to like what it is for me now. I've got a mortgage to pay and things are important, so you really want to win. It's about more your career in terms of making sure you keep getting another contract, keep doing well for the club, to make sure you can still pay X, Y, and Z at home.
That's the one, isn't it?
When you're a young lad, you don't have any of them things. So you go in there thinking all that, and then as soon as you get B, that dressing room gets ripped up, and you think, holy cow, you know what I mean? Like, this is serious, you know what I mean? So yeah, it was a massive wake-up call.
On to your first spell at Harrogate. after that.
Yeah, so
and they're doing obviously well this season as well.
Really well, really good to see they're doing well. So I left Gainsborough. I think I went on a trial game to Burton Albion, and I played really well, but nothing come of it. And
right.
Gainsborough heard about it, and we had a bit of an argument about it because I didn't tell them. We're only younger, and I'm not that bothered. You know what I mean? At that time, you don't think of it, and if you know it, you're not. So I left Gainsborough for Harrogate, and was with them again for about another 3 months, I think, before I ended up signing for Burton.
Yeah, I was saying going on to Burton. Then I was that. Were they?
They were League Two.
I was going to say League Two-ish around that point.
Yeah. So it was pretty unfortunate when I signed because they'd signed me too late to register me.
Right.
Which was annoying because I could have just stayed at Harrogate.
Yeah.
Knowing that I was signing for Burton, but finished the season with Harrogate. So I was pretty much just training with them, and that was it. So it was quite frustrating because I think I'd scored something like 20 goals in some like 20 odd games.
Yeah, I was looking at
in Gainsborough.
Your goals to game ratios, it's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, so it was frustrating because I thought I could have just carried on scoring goals at the time. But obviously I just signed the deal, then went on to play from the following 2 seasons. And
then Kidderminster, was it a loan spell?
Yeah, I went to Kidderminster on loan. I wish I'd never gone there.
No
disrespect to Kidderminster, but I think at the time they were having financial difficulty.
Right.
I think, and they ended up. I signed, Lee Hughes signs, and Danny Wright signed.
Right.
All the strikers, and they already had. I think they had a Sante who's at Chester, who's at Gloucester now. They had Reece Dyche as well. They had a lad called Craig Reed. So there was about 6 decent-ish strikers there.
Just off.
And I thought, why have you signed me on loan if you? They sound like Danny Wright and Lee Hughes at the same time, and I was like, they're really good players. But you're not going to sign up. You're going to play holders, so. Yeah, after about a month, it was just like we can't afford to keep you away. So I just went back.
Did that make you move to Harrogate after that?
So I was travelling from. I live in Oswaldtwistle near Accrington. It was 110 miles to Burton, 110 miles back down the M6. So it was quite tiring, to be honest.
Was that every day, or did you get digs?
Every day. Yeah. Well, originally I did it every day. Then in my second season, I moved down with one of my mates called Alex McDonald. But he left to go to Oxford that year in January, so I was like, I'm going to move back home, I'm not staying down on my own. So it was just getting a bit much, and obviously I really liked my time at Harrogate. But Burton was in League One then, and I still had another year left on my contract.
Right.
And he ended up getting promoted to Championship that year. So probably.
Do you look at them sort of moments and wish you'd have stayed, or is it a case of no, I'd rather go and play the football?
I think you can do, but things have happened in my life since which I wouldn't change them things. So I think if I had stayed at Burton, maybe things in my life wouldn't have happened. So I don't think you can have a look back, really.
No. And then during your Harrogate spell, shall we talk about the 5 goals?
Yeah. You know what? I think it was not lucky, but I might not have started the semi-final if I hadn't have scored them 5.
Yeah, that was last game of the season.
It was last game of the season. I've been playing all the way up, and then I didn't play against Brackley, I don't think. And I think the manager he might not have played me. For whatever reason. Obviously I scored 5 and then scored 2 in the playoffs and 2 in the final. So
what was that playoff experience like?
It was brilliant because obviously I went to Harrogate, not saying I'm going to get promoted, but I wanted to be part of the promotion with them because I know that they've been at Conference North level for such a while. That was one of the main reasons why I went back to Harrogate in the first place, because I wanted to see them do well. So it was just a great day all round, and I think we were 2-0 up at half time, and I think we kind of knew. We kind of knew we had it. Brackley are a good team, but I think we just knew deep down that we had it.
And how was that compared to Boston last season?
Well, it was a crazy season, isn't it? With COVID and all that. But we was on quite a good run last year at Boston until it finished, So and I think it just took the wind out of our sails a little bit, if that's the correct term.
Yeah. So, go on.
No, so just like I said, it was hard getting back in because we'd gone from training all the time, and then I think it was like 3 or 4 months where you're not training.
You can do as much running as you want. Ever,
you can do as much running as you want at home, but as soon as you start playing games, it's hard work.
What attracted you to Curzon?
I spoke to Cunny for quite some time. He coached Corn. I know you probably know. And a lot of my good friends played for Corn when they were getting promoted. I knew of Cunny. I didn't know him personally, but some of my mates were speaking, really highly of him. He gets lads motivated. And he's good to play for. And obviously Curzon's around the corner from me, so it was a bit of a no-brainer, really.
What type of striker would you sort of label yourself as? What can they expect, Curzon fans, to sort of, if they were to watch you week in, week out? Obviously, we can't properly.
I'd say good technically on the ball. I'll always show for the ball, so you won't ever see me hiding. A decent finisher. I'd like to say I'd always get goals.
Yeah.
Someone who just enjoys football, to be honest.
Perfect. So obviously got a lot of experience down at these levels. Do you think that's going to add? Because obviously Steve's created quite a squad here, and if you look throughout it, there's a lot of experience at this level who've gone up and playoffs and promotions and stuff like that. Do you feel like that's something that can be achievable this year, or do you feel like it's going to take a little bit of time to sort of to gel?
Yeah,
big question, obviously.
Yeah, it's a big question because I've been involved in promotions and playoffs and things like that. So it's not that I know what it takes, but I've been in squads that have done it. So, and I don't see any reason why we can't do, because we've got a good mixture between young lads and experience. And the thing is, with this level, anyone can beat anyone.
Yeah,
I know it is cliche saying it.
No, but it's such a tough league.
It literally is. Anyone can beat anyone, and usually 9 times out of 10, it's whoever works hardest on day wins. Unless you get a bit lucky with something. But I don't see why we couldn't challenge for playoffs and look to try and get promotion. I don't see why we couldn't. Because if you don't aim for that,
well, that's it.
Then what's the point? You might as well just not come.
Yeah. And then last question: do you set yourself a personal target of goals each season?
So
is there something like you sort of think if you hit that, I'm happy?
Yeah. Well, the way I do it, I try and get to 10 as fast as I can.
Right.
And then I try and get 15 as quick as I can. Then try and get to 20. That's my target every season. Right. Just try and get 10 milestones as quick as I can. Yeah. Because I think sometimes people say, I'm going to get 25 goals. Well, not every striker gets 25. It just doesn't happen. You know what I mean? So I think just set little milestones, try and get to them as fast as you can, and then just go to the next milestone.
Perfect. Thanks for your time, Dom.
No problem at all.
Appreciate it, mate.